I like to talk about a few movies that I feel that did not get enough love or respect when they were initially released. I have picked a few movies that I feel were very underrated and probably may not be well known. So I'm hoping that by giving you these selection, I'll give you some good movies to look at. I will say this. I'm going to try my best not to give any type of spoilers and ruin it for you. I'm just going to try to give you a synopsis of these movies and have you go out and look for them. So, in no particular order, I'm going to start with a movie called The Age of Adeline. This movie was made in 2015 and it starred Blake Lively as Adeline Bowman. And she was a 29-year-old woman who was born in the 1900s. As the movie goes on, she is involved in a car accident, but there's a lot of different scenarios that happen in combination. And because of what happened, this causes Adeline to stop aging. So as the movie goes on, it follows her over the next 60 to 70 years. Adeline had already, by the time she was 29, became a widow and had a daughter. So her big thing was, as time goes on, was to try to keep her life secret of that and her daughter. This is where the movie gets really good. Without giving too much more about it, you can find out in any movie trailer that Adeline goes about secret identity and identity changes because as the 20 and 30 and 40 years go by, she's still looking 29 years old. So this movie was very good, heck of a plot. Not only did it star Blake Lively, but it also starred Harrison Ford and had Ellen Burstyn, who played her daughter. So once again, that movie is called The Age of Adeline. The next movie I like to talk about is a 1996 movie called A Family Thing. This movie stars two wonderful actors, some of the greats that we have in James Earl Jones and Robert Duvall. In the movie, Robert Duvall plays a man by the name of Earl, who's from a small town in Arkansas. He gets a letter from his mother. His mother, on her deathbed, wrote him a letter. And in that letter, she made a dying wish that he would go to Chicago and look for his brother, who ends up being a Chicago policeman. Now, the movie is really great in plot. It's dealing with what's going on now, and eventually it deals with flashbacks and great explanation as well. This is a very well written movie. It's deep because you're dealing with Robert Duvall, who in the movie is a white man, and James Earl Jones is the black man, and they have to get past those differences as brothers and their explanations and all the flashbacks explaining things. What's weird about it that most people didn't know about this movie was one of the writers of the movie was Billy Bob Thornton. So if you have not seen A Family Thing, I highly recommend that. It's a very good movie. Okay, next, I want to talk about a very serious movie. It's called Across to Bear. And that movie was made in 2012. It stars the actress who is really a very nice actress now. Her name is Danielle Detweiler, and this was her first movie. In this movie, she's playing a homeless single mother, recovering alcoholic. And the struggle that she's going through and the intenseness of this movie, I'll tell you right now, you're going to need a tissue for this one. This is a deep movie. It's very intense. It's very deep. And it co-stars Kim Fields as a retired nurse who opens and runs a woman's shelter. But She runs her woman's shelter with tough love. She's not wiping nobody's tears and rubbing nobody's backs. This is a very serious movie and well worth the watch. So I recommend that movie as well. And I'll also highly recommend a movie called Wag the Dog. If you have never seen Wag the Dog, you really need to see this movie. It is very deep because it will have you asking, is this a true story where the names are changed? Now, let me give you a scenario of it. The movie was made in 1999. It stars Dustin Hoffman and Robert De Niro. And in the movie, a president of the United States sexually assaults someone. And it is 2 weeks to the national election. Instead of going after the president and making him pay for his crimes, the politicians gather together, and Anne Heche plays the presidential advisor to the White House, and she is ordered to get this thing covered up. She goes and hires a man played by Robert De Niro, who in every aspect is known as a spin doctor, one who can do the cover up that they're looking for. As the movie progresses, his character hires Dustin Hoffman, a Hollywood producer, and lets him know that they need this thing cleaned up and no one can know about it. And what goes on in the movie that makes it well worth it is the fact that once they do the cover up, they're using Hollywood. They're using it in a movie scenario, but selling it to America as if it's real. Meaning they end up creating a fake national crisis, scaring America to think that it's going to be a war. Also faking out the reporters and trying to keep them off of the trail of their sexual assault of the president. There's so many stars in this movie. Also, you got Woody Harrelson and a few more good actors in this movie. And I've seen this movie all these years ago, and I still think about it when I speak about politics, and when I think about politics, this movie comes to mind. So if you get a chance, when you watch Wag the Dog, you tell me if you don't think that that's something that's happening right now in today's White House. All right, I'm going to stop at those movies right there. I think I made a good selection. Hit me in the comments and let me know, had you already watched those movies? Did you like them? Or did you watch them for the first time and you like the selection that I gave? If that's the case, I would like to know. And if you will, I would hope that you would also subscribe to my page. I would really appreciate it. All right, thanks for watching. I'm going to cut this off for now and say bye-bye.